Good answer. I have provided you a template in Word doc form. If you have taken other classes with me, I have a distinct love-hate relationship with Microsoft and Word in that it is accessible. You all have it. It's part of the price tag of coming to Emmanuel as you get corporate level super pro platinum Microsoft Office. And if you don't have Office installed on your personal computer and you've been using it in the web version, you can install it for free. You just go to office.com and you log in with your Emmanuel and you can download whatever the hell you want out of the Microsoft suite. That's why I chose to do this as a Word template, because I know everybody can get it, not because I love Word. The tools we're going to look at don't work great in the online web version of Word. What we call rich client version, that's actually the app on your computer, works way, way better. So step one, download the template onto your computer. So I'm going to open this doc file. It's going to open in Word. And here we go. We begin. So before we type anything, we can look through what's here. One, page numbering is already set up. There's a title. You're going to replace this with your title. Author names. You're going to replace that with your name or names if you're in a group. Emmanuel College, Digital Citizenship. There used to be 2 papers. Now there's only 1. So we delete that to say that's a deep dive. We make it be the right date. You put in your name. And if there are 2 of you, you would do 2 of you. And you would change this. The point is for you to change it. Just edit what's there. It already has a table of contents. You'd be like, Mark, isn't my content going to change? Yeah. Well, look at this. See how it turns gray when I hover over it? That gray means this is actually smart text. If you look over it, this blue frame pops up around it. Have we used features like this in Word before? No, flat no. What a great day for you guys. What a great day. This is auto-generated text. If you change the contents of the paper, you can come in here and you can say update table, and you can update the whole thing and it will change to match what you have written. Mark, how does it know? We'll get there in a sec. So there's already a table of contents. It's pre-generated and it will adapt to whatever you do. You don't need to touch this. My goal is you never have to hit text center, bold, italic. You never have to futz around with the stupid shit. That's a waste of your time. So you know up here, the styles that 95% of the time you usually just ignore because they're never fucking what you want. This is that 5% where you want to use them because I have already set them up. To make it easier, I'm going to open the styles panel here and you can see that there's a whole bunch in here. Heading 2, title, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, heading 1 is the big one. If you click on in here, this is the regular text is normal style as it should be. If you click on a heading, that is heading 1. Heading 1. There we go. New heading for new section. And you write your stuff here, and that's it. That's all you got to do. That was a 1-button click. Just click heading 1. If you want to make subheadings, this paper isn't really long enough for subheadings to like be necessary. So like you probably don't need a lot of subheadings, but if you wanted to make a smaller subheading to divide this up, heading 2 is right there. A subheading, some stuff in the subheading, and then you could say heading 2 again, another subheading. The numbers indicate the heading level. Heading 1, full section. Heading 2, subsection. Heading 3 would be a subsection. For a paper that's only 2,000 words long, you should not be getting into heading 3 territory. Heading 1 should be enough. Heading 2 if you need it. That's all you really need. The template is set up for you to do like a whole dissertation in if you wanted to keep going. Please don't. I won't read it. So let's take a moment and let's go back up to our table of contents here. I'm going to come up here. Turns gray. I can click in it. We get the blue frame. Blue frame. Little arrow, update table. And for some reason, the default is not update the entire table. That is left over from 1993 when computers were super slow. I'm like, guy, you could do this live every time I hit a keystroke. It's fine. It's fine. Update the entire table, click OK. Look, there's my new heading. and there's my subheading and another subheading, and that has the page numbers correct. You don't have to do the dot, 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 dot to make this line across. Don't fucking do that. You are an adult. Don't be doing that. The tool will do it perfectly every time. Just give it the information it needs. And the way you give it the information it needs is by using the styles. It will indent and format the styles correctly. Heading, call a heading. Subheading, call a heading too. That's it. That's the basics for formatting. It will automatically update the page numbers. It will automatically put the right page numbers in here. It will do it all. So let's keep scrolling through here. There's a lot of more stuff. There is stuff in this template that you do not have to use. This shows examples of how to use the major features, including how to put in a figure, how to put in a picture correctly. This is what a picture should look like. You don't have to have pictures. You don't have to. But if you want to, this is how to do it. And you could just copy and paste it and put your own picture in if you want. Like it's just there. What tables should look like. Here's a pre-formatted table. I already did the shitty part of making it look nice. Just if you need a table, just copy and paste this one and modify it. And if you don't need a table, delete it. No big deal. No big deal. You don't have to have a table. Just making sure that is very clear. And then eventually it ends and there's a works cited page. Look at this beautifully formatted works cited page. Also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 citations for this particular example. And if I hover over this, this also turns gray. The blue frame is there. This is also auto-generated text. I did not type this in. Never type one of these in again. I'm empowering you to never waste your time typing one of these in again, being like, is it year in parentheses and then you italicize the title, or do you put the title in quotes? I don't fucking care. Let it do it. And I'm going to show you how. So the styles panel we had open over here, that's on the right, we're going to go find another panel to open. So if we go up to our menu bar up here, there is a whole menu called references. And that's what we're talking about when we're talking about citations, is references, referring to things. The references menu, like most menus in Word, is an unsightly, disgusting beast, but it's got some interesting buttons in it that are very helpful. You're getting your paper ready. You want to make a citation. What you do is you can come in here and you can click citations. And what that does is it opens up this little panel on the right. And this is like your citation library. Each one of these I have pre-entered and I can edit it. I can edit the source. And so here's our textbook for the course, the Blown to Bits. And you type it in like this. So earlier when you said, what format do I put it in? This is the format you put it in. You just put the information into the fields here and you click OK. And then when you go to use it, let me go find a spot here. Abelson et al. Said that the internet is like a pancake. And I am going to cite that by double clicking that source in my list. Double click, wink. There it is. It just popped it in. Perfectly formatted, exactly the way I want it. Then you go, boop. And if you hover over it again, this is smart text. It auto-generated this from the citation library, from the list of sources. What format is this in? This is an APA. Did you even need to know that to use this? You sure didn't. If you want to customize the citation, you can. You can come in here and click the little blue arrow thing, and you can edit this citation and then say like, oh, I actually don't want to say the year, if the writing style, I don't know. If you want to customize it, you can. Then when we are done with our paper, we go back down to our works cited page and we come down here and we do that same thing. We click the little arrow, we say update. And what it does is it includes all the citations that you actually used in the paper. Because that's also a rule that most of you know, but once in a while I get someone who got out of high school without knowing it. No shame to them. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. The works cited is not the list of everything you read. It is what you actively used in the paper when you actively cited. If you did not cite it, it does not belong here. And this system does that automatically. As you grow into a more mature writer and researcher, you will often have you will find yourself with a giant list of literature that you use kind of often. Like every paper I write professionally has like 2 or 3 papers that I pretty much always cite because it's like the definition of my field. So I always just have those and I just bloop, drag and drop it in. So I have this running library of citations that's like hundreds long. And I'm like, oh, where's the Abelman and Sussman? There it is. Drag that in. Oh, I need good old Guzdial 2018. It's a Guzdial 2018 day. And he's in my little library and I just drag him in. Now don't worry about it. And then it formats it to use whatever I happen to use in that paper. I use a different set of tools to do it professionally, but the idea is the same. If you already have a set of tools that you're using this, I think the psychology department actually does a great job of teaching tools because writing papers is a big part of psychology. If you already have your tools and you like them, use them. If you have no tools, use this. And if you find something better as you go for it. If you want to talk about citation managers, so last week we talked about password managers, among other things. This is a citation. The category of the software is citation manager, and we're using the citation manager that's built into Word right now. There are other ones. I have a plugin for one here that I tried and didn't really like, but everybody's different. So the library has one that we can use for free that's like more powerful than this, but this is all you need. This is all you need for this paper. This is all you need for most of college and most of your professional life, unless you turn into like a research scientist or like you do very specific things. Most people, this is enough. This is fine. You don't need to press any other button up here other than just opening that citation panel. So there's the citation panel, citations button. Ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. You don't really need anything else that's up here. If I wanted to switch it over to another format, I could. I'm pretty sure I could just come in here and say, be Chicago. And now it's Chicago formatted works cited. And now it's IEEE formatted works cited, where it's using the numbers in brackets instead of the author year. Look how fucking great that is. Like, you write your paper and then you want to do MLA? Now it's MLA. For this one, don't change it. Keep it what's in the template, APA. It's beautiful. Another thing that is smart text is actually these figures. Figures are a little chunky in Word if you are adding a picture, because you can cite pictures, but it's probably not a huge idea. It's probably not a huge problem. You can cite, so this figure 2 is also smart text. I could say, as you can see in figure 2, but the 2 is actually automatically generated. So if I add more pictures, it will update the numbering because it knows I'm talking about this picture. And whatever that picture ends up being, whatever number, it will just fill in the correct number when I go to finish the paper. Smart text is great. The tools are all there. Highly recommend you use them. I will do the formatting. You just write the content the way life should be. You want to try to separate your brain of content versus formatting, because at the end of the day, the formatting doesn't really matter much. I could click a button here and change this all into Chicago format because it's all represented in this abstract way. Or if I want to cite something, I just go boink and it just pops in a citation. It's really, really helpful. Like, I can't live without these things anymore. There we go. There we go. That's the tools talk on how to write a paper good. I said nothing about language of it. I said nothing about how to write. That's outside the realm of this particular talk. But if you get your tools good, it makes your life easier.